One of the first announcements in today's Nintendo Direct was an update for Pokopia. Not just one update, though, quite a bit more than I was expecting. I had some initial thoughts, and I just wanted to talk about it. So the very first thing they showed us was this new ability you get to wear this bubble around your head that's going to let you breathe and swim underwater. But more importantly, it's not just for breathing and swimming underwater. You're actually going to be able to very easily build underwater now, officially. I don't know if you've tried building underwater in Pokopia like right now, but it's not ideal. So I'm really glad that this is like an entire new mechanic that we're getting. And this is free. This is a free update to the game that everyone's going to get like right out of the gate. One of the things that I'm really, really curious about with this update is the Pokemon that are going to be able to go underwater. I assume water types. Obviously, we're seeing a bunch of water types floating around already, but is there going to be some special dialogue or anything like that if you try and bring a fire type underwater or other types of Pokemon? Are they going to pick and choose who is allowed to go underwater and who's not allowed? Or maybe if you bring Charizard underwater, Charizard will just be in some kind of like magic bubble and can swim around. I don't know. I'm really, really curious to see how they kind of work that out. Right now, there are really no limits as to who can live where in Pokopia. Their happiness is just kind of like what alters. So if you move Squirtle into a volcano, they'll probably not be too happy about that. But because this underwater update is not specifically attached to an area of Pokopia, like an area on the map, and this is just presumably underwater in any area in Pokopia that we currently have, I'm guessing maybe there'll be some limit. If you try and go there, Charmander will be like, I can't follow you down there. There's water down there. I hate water. The other thing I wanted to ask about, just to nobody in particular, is as we can see here, there's a lot of like space between the floor of the ocean and the ceiling, right? Like there's a whole cave in the back right over here. And that made me think like, oh, right now, I guess the water we have goes kind of deep, but I don't know if you've ever played Minecraft before. Whenever an update came to the game that was going to change the way the terrain was generating, it would kind of cause some wonkiness. Minecraft is an infinitely generating kind of game, so your current areas are already generated and they're fine, but if you want to see like the new updated biome, you have to walk around for a while and generate some new chunks, and then the new biomes pop in. Pokopia, I assume, is not doing that with this update. And if we can kind of build underwater in any biome, like the Withered Wastelands, for example, I'm guessing the underwater areas we have right now, what you see is what you get. They're not going to like change. They're not going to add caves to them or anything like that, I assume. But yeah, I don't know if anyone has like messed up their ocean at all, which you can actually do pretty easily. Yeah, I wonder how all of that's going to work. I think people have already tried to build underwater. Is that going to mess things up when the update comes out? I don't know. When you change things like this in a block building kind of game, at least in my experience, things break. So I'm just kind of wondering if anything will break. Anyway, we have more to talk about. That was just my initial reaction to this new entire game mechanic that we're getting for absolutely free. What I was not expecting were 3 different update sets coming to the game. 3 whole new areas. We assume new biomes and things like that, because this is where it gets into the paid DLC territory, the expansion pass. Now, I did already pre-order this. It's $35 US, and you know, Bubbly Basin is the next place we're going to unlock here in August. By the sound of it, by the way, I don't know if when you were watching the Direct you caught this like I did. It sounded like we could access this today on the day of the Direct. And I bought it, and I logged into the game, and I was really confused that nothing changed. And it was because I heard wrong. I think they were trying to say, oh, you can buy this today, but it's not available until August. That includes the free update too. So if you got tripped up by that, you're not alone. I did too. A couple of other people I talked to did as well. Anyway, we can see here that we're getting Bubbly Basin. It looks like a primarily underwater biome, but you can kind of see some stuff going on at the surface. And I think later here it shows us the surface as well, which goes back to my question of like, can fire types live in a place like this? I assume this is how other types of Pokemon can live in the Bubbly Basin. They can live on the surface area, and underwater Pokemon probably just go underwater. We get Poplio. I've never known how to say their name. New Pokemon galore. I love water types. We have Mudkip, Crab Pokemon. Sorry, I don't know the name of that Pokemon. But see, this is what confused me. Pokemon Pokopia Expansion Pass available later today on the Nintendo eShop. I saw that. I'm like, I guess I'm streaming Pokopia today. I was really excited. and I bought it and nothing happened. So no, we find out later that this is available in August. I think it's one of those moments where when this screen pops up, you're looking at the person next to you or you're reading chat and you are no longer paying attention to the details because you're like, we get to play that today, and really realizing that you're missing it on the screen right now. So part 1 is in August, and then in late 2026, which I gotta be honest, August is not that far away from late 2026, so I'm gonna assume they mean December holiday. We get the next part of the expansion pass, which a lot of us are assuming it's going to be a winter kind of biome, something with snow and ice, and we're going to bring in all the ice type Pokemon. I think that's just kind of a given at this point. I don't know about you, but I consider August to be kind of late in the year, but I think that part 2 is December, and I think December means we're getting all of the ice type Pokemon coming into the game with a nice snowy biome. We are sorely missing snowy biomes, where there's even ice blocks in Pokopia, but they didn't give us an ice biome. So that just feels like a pretty easy one to predict. Probably called Icy Ice Place or something. I don't know. They're all the names they think these places are pretty adorable. I guess I'm not that creative. And then 2027, I think because of that light green kind of color they chose, that's going to be a spring update. That would kind of space things out a bit evenly. So I think early 2027 is the additional town we get. Oh, wait, I didn't even notice that until just now. Part 2 is additional features, and part 3 is additional town. That's interesting language. It even says right here, a new town will not be added in part 2. Okay, so maybe we're not getting snow and ice. I'm learning a lot here. So we are getting additional features in late 2026. One can hope that this is quality of life features, which there are a few things Pokopia desperately needs in the quality of life department, mainly storage. Storage is such a time suck in this game. It ruins the experience in a lot of like moments of gameplay for me. I don't want to say ruins the experience across the board. I'm saying I spend way too much time sorting my inventory in this video game. And I really hope that they're taking their time and trying to figure out a better storage setup for us. I think they should kind of go the Animal Crossing route and make it so at the end game you unlock one big closet, and that closet can be expanded to thousands and thousands of items, and it is already organized. I like the Animal Crossing. I don't have to think about it. They set up an organization system. Maybe it's not the way I would organize things in Animal Crossing, but there are some filters, and I always know where stuff is. Sometimes I'm scrolling for a while and my eyes miss things, but for the most part in Animal Crossing storage, they did it perfect. I want that in this game. I do think having it behind like something you unlock as time goes on would be ideal. That would mean it becomes like another reason to finish the game, roll the credits, and now you get Magnet Rise form and hopefully better storage. This is the moment where normally I would say I'm not going to get my hopes up, but no. Additional features coming in 2026. I'm getting my hopes up. I'm getting my hopes up that they're fixing storage later this year. And I just want to be clear here so we all understand what they mean when they say new town. So check this out.
Discover a brand new town, Bubbly Basin.
So every region in Pokopia, they are calling a town. They said discover a brand new town. So when we get to that end screen and it says there's no new town coming in part 2, that means we are not getting another place like Bubbly Basin. I'm a little disappointed. I really do think this game needs a winter biome. That doesn't mean we won't get one in 2027. It's still winter in early 2027, so that could still happen. But yeah, I think when I saw that, I thought, ooh, 3 new towns. That's kind of cool. So I'm glad I reread that more carefully. I'm just watching this a little bit again. I'm trying to decide if there's anything else new here that they've kind of snuck in. And I think I found something. I'm covering it up right now, though. But did you notice this? Right in the corner where I am, right here, look behind me, there's a fence. I have not seen this fence before. I've unlocked almost every recipe in the game. I think I'm just a few away, so let me know if that fence is in the game already. But that's a new fence. We would expect new items, obviously. I think this like tile down here is also new, and it looks like it's crafted with the sky stone. So next time you go to a dream island, maybe harvest up some sky stone if you like this kind of mermaid looking tile. I think that looks pretty awesome. And yeah, just kind of scrolling through, I don't know. It's always fun to look through things like this because you get to see like new items. Like back here, all this coral that we're looking at appears to be items you could probably pick up and decorate with, kind of like mushrooms or something like that. So I bet we could decorate with that. There's more of those fences right over here. I'm not sure what this block is. It kind of looks like Pokemetal, just underwater. So it might just be that. And over here, there's this thing, I've seen it in a couple shots now. It's this little flower pot looking thing, and I do like it a lot. It makes me wonder if this is going to be a new way to like display shrubs or flowers or something. It's really difficult to see. There's a wide shot at the end before the logo pops up, and you can kind of see it right here. And yeah, I would say there's two of them. I think this is like a new planter of some kind. So after the screen that shows the schedule of the expansion pass, we get a couple more announcements here. If you do the paid additional content, you're going to get the dynamic ditto print recipe. And I'm not clear on whether or not this is available right now. I'm actually going to jump in the game and check. So there's this. It looks kind of cute. I don't see myself really using it, but I have to have it all. That's what Pokemon's all about. And it also looks like we're going to get 30 rare Pokemetal, which at this point in the game, for me, that's not like that exciting. And it looks like this is claimable. Let's see, serial code claimable until Tuesday, August 31st. And valid through September 30th. Okay, so this indicates that the Pokemetal is available right now. So let's go check this out. It says at the bottom, I'll get an email, and indeed, I do have an email from them with a code, so I can claim my Pokemetal. What a way to wake up. Mr. Mime blocking the door and creating an invisible door in my... Excuse me. Okay, just get out of my way. All right, so upon buying the expansion pass, I now have this downloadable content icon here, and it says check items. So I can't go to Bubbly Basin yet, but I can check items, and I do indeed have the dynamic ditto print recipes. So I'll go ahead and grab these. And there we go. That's cool. They didn't do the normal gift opening animation that it typically does. Following has already been received. Okay, great. So that was easy. And then I believe mystery gifts are unlocked at the PC. So let me go over here to get my Pokemetal. Yep, so it'll be get items, mystery gifts, and then get with a code or password. Okay, and it looks like the code worked. Early purchase bonus is there. And there's our gift opening animation. I think they changed it. I think in Pokopia, it was the old school gift animation from like Scarlet and Violet and stuff. And now it's different. Anyway, so I got my Pokemetal, I got my Ditto print recipes, and all that is good. So if you want that stuff, you get that today, but you don't get Bubbly Basin, you don't get to go underwater yet, which is a little disappointing. But it's okay. I just did a 30-day challenge in Pokopia, and it took a lot out of me. I've been kind of enjoying my break from the game, but super thrilled that we got this announcement today. For me, this was probably my favorite part of the entire Nintendo Direct. Let me know if you're excited. Let me know if you have Pokopia, if you are going to be getting the expansion pass. And yeah, I will see you definitely in August for that, and here soon with even more videos.